Picks and Parlays back with another NBA betting pick for Hump Day Wednesday, the 12th of May. Less than a week, I believe, to the NBA's playoff start, or the play-in games more precisely. And we've got two teams that are definitely going to be in the playoffs, and two teams that are hoping, one team that's hoping to avoid the play-in game. We've got the Utah Jazz hosting in the Portland Trail Blazers on Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time matchup here. And we do see Portland, current number 6 seed, hoping, I think we're a game or game and a half up on the Lakers, hoping to avoid playing in that play-in game. So interesting into the season. I guess the play-in scenario, play-in game scenario, the format has definitely made the exciting end of the season, which is what they hoped. Trailblazers, big under or a slight underdog, I guess you could say, in the NBA format now that we see 14 and 15-point favorites. But Jazz favored by 4.5. Big total here, 233.5, or at least a big total in past years. Nowadays, 230s and 240s seem to be more than norm. We got Chip Chirimbes, one of our picks and parlays top experts. Chip, what do you think of this Blazers team and this Jazz team headed into what is the end of this regular season?
Well, if it was earlier in the season, there'd be no doubt we'd be all over the Jazz. You remember how they were streaking and Trailblazers trying to find their way. And Portland actually has, since the All-Star break, they're playing really well, particularly on the road, 21 and 13 against the number. But, the Jazz have been outstanding, 23 and 12 at home against the number, including like 31 and 4 straight up. Very formidable. But there's a difference between the two, and that one team plays defense and one team doesn't. The Jazz are number 3 in offense. Portland's number 5. So it's minuscule the difference. But on defense, Utah's also number 3, and that's where the fall off comes. Portland doesn't play defense as well on the road, and I just think that this game is destined to go over the total. I'm looking to Jazz to be very, very comfortable at home. They've gone 4-0 to the total at home in their last 4 over. The over for Portland on the road, Greg, let's listen to this. They're 35 and 17 against the number in their last 52. They're only 3 and 7 against the number at Utah. I'm going to play the game over the total, Portland and Utah.
Yeah, interesting. Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell been out for a week plus here for the Jazz. So, obviously the Jazz really don't have a whole lot to play for. I think they're very comfortable with either the number 1 or the number 2 seed. So you have to think the Blazers are a little bit more desperate team trying to hold off the Lakers for that number 6 seed. Is this something that when you look at the end of the year, like we are in this matchup, that you look at what do the teams have left to play for, and you put it, because I'm guessing that 4.5-point line means that they expect the Blazers to give a little more effort here.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a factor. You have to look at it. Some teams, since Brooklyn clinched a spot 2 weeks ago, they've gone 0-4, 0-5 against the number. They're not just quite getting the effort. Maybe you can make an excuse that they're banged up. But I think for the most part, you're right. I think there's incentive as to positioning. And when one team's locked in and they're just looking to make sure they escape without any serious injuries.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a good matchup. I think the Jazz, I don't think it's important for them to win, but I do think they want to go into the playoffs riding, playing a little better than they have. And they did lose at Golden State on Monday night. So they definitely don't want to go in on a skid. So it will be an interesting matchup. Chip likes the over. Don't forget, you can get all of Chip's best bets, not just his free plays that you get on all of his videos. You can get his best bets over at picksandparlays.net. Look for Chip Chirimbes, and his Mega Buck winners have been money this season. So make sure you get in on Chip's plays. And we'll see you again, Chip, next time for the NBA Free Play.
If you like what we're doing, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you hit the bell, you can be notified every time we go live or post a video.